I mean, politically a very important day. We've got senior politicians throwing their allegiance to the King. We've got the first official meeting to go through government business between the King and the Prime Minister. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, there is indeed, Stephen, as you would expect in these times, this period of national mourning. In our constitutional democracy, Parliament, government clearly play a very, very big role in all of that. As you say, first of all, the order of business today will begin for the Prime Minister behind me at 10 a.m. when she'll travel to St James's Palace along with senior members of the government, making a part of the Privy Council, where we will have that Accession Council meeting in which essentially King Charles III will be properly proclaimed King of the United Kingdom. It's so many that dates back, doesn't it, an awfully long time, a time before there was 24-hour news and social media, a way for the public to find out that there was a new monarch in many ways. It's a tradition that will continue today, but a tradition that will have a little bit of change to it. It's the first time it'll ever have been broadcast in the history of the country. So the Prime Minister will attend that. Then later on, we're also going to see the Prime Minister in Parliament again as those tributes continue to Queen Elizabeth II. We heard from Liz Truss yesterday suggesting that the Queen was the rock on which modern Britain had been built, and we had some superb speeches from former Prime Ministers Theresa May and Boris Johnson, and also, it must be said, from the Leader of the Opposition Keir Starmer and Harriet Harman, who focused on the fact that Queen Elizabeth became Queen back in the 1950s when it wasn't the done thing for a woman necessarily to be in power. Attitudes to women have changed a hell of a lot, it must be said, since then, and Queen Elizabeth had been a big part of that. And then later on, as you've alluded to, mid-afternoon, for the first time, the new King is going to meet the new cabinet. Now, he met Liz Truss, the Prime Minister, yesterday for his first audience in Buckingham Palace, but this will be his chance to meet the new cabinet. Of course, he is to appoint that cabinet to a large degree, in the sense that he hands over the seals so that they can constitutionally carry out their roles. So it's going to be another really busy day, and not least of all, another busy day in Parliament today, because again at 1 p.m. those tributes will continue to Her Majesty the Queen. We heard from 168 MPs, the Speaker said yesterday. They will carry on through the afternoon and well into the evening, and then Parliament will adjourn for the rest of the period of national mourning. And just to add as well, Stephen, as you would expect in all these things, we're going to have another coordination ministerial meeting today. Frankly, we're having one every single day to talk about the necessities, the practical details of what we're expecting to see over the days to come, particularly here in central London. It means we're going to see the Home Secretary, the Defence Secretary, the Speaker, members of the Church of England get together and talk about the detail, the implementation of the period of national mourning, because logistically it is going to be a very, very big exercise for the civil service, for the government and for our institutions.